Have you ever wondered if it's possible to step through a doorway to the past or the future? What mysteries could time travel reveal? Welcome back to Beyond the Hub podcast. I am Nick.
And I'm Brandon. Today we're pulling back the curtain on historical legends and time slips, where the past and the future seem just a step away. So get ready as we dive on in to stories where time isn't exactly what it seems.
Join us as we McFly into our three-part series on time travel theories. Let's dive into one of the most mind-bending phenomena out there, time slips. Ever heard of Moberly-Jourdain incident? Back in 1901, supposedly two women visiting Versailles walked straight into the 18th century. Yes, you heard that right. They saw everything from period costumes to ghostly figures that just vanished when they tried to revisit.
Wait, hold up. What exactly is a time slip? You know, I think I could get into that a little bit. Think of it like this. It's when someone somehow gets a glimpse of another time, past or future, almost like stepping into a living, breathing rerun of history, or maybe a sneak peek of a yet-to-be-released episode of their life. And just as quickly as they slip into this other time, they're snapped back into reality.
It's wild, isn't it? But it's not just about the cool, spooky details. It's about what it means for our understanding of time. Could we be missing some pieces of the puzzle? Maybe there's just more to time than the clock ticking forward. Could psychological elements or even undiscovered natural phenomena play a part here?
I think so. And even thinking about these incidents doesn't just stretch our imaginations. It actually stretches our understanding of reality itself. How do we even begin to explain these glimpses of the past or the future? Well, I think we're going to try.
Yeah. So if you get the chance, what era would you hope to slip into? Imagine just walking through a door and stepping out into, let's say, the Roman Empire or even the Roaring '20s. Drop your dream time slip down in the comments.
Roman Empire would be interesting. The Roaring '20s, isn't that like the Great Depression? Right after that?
Maybe.
If I could be in the middle of the Roaring '20s, before the Great Depression, when everything was roaring, I think I'd probably check it out.
You want to go in the Great Depression?
You know, I don't want to see people jumping out of windows. I really don't.
Same.
I'm not too keen on that. But my true, like, destination of, like, my personal choice where I would go, time-wise. I mean, it also time is location also along a timeline, so you got to go choose a specific place. But I think, like you mentioned last week when you said something about the pyramids, when I asked you that question of if you could go have a meal and just sit down and talk to and get to know any historical figure, any historical figure or a famous person or something like that, someone of renown from all of history, who would you choose? And you said you would go back to the beginning of it all because you wanted to see whoever that first one was and you would meet them. So you didn't name a specific person, but you did without a name, essentially.
So the same thing.
I'd probably choose something along the lines like the Great Pyramids, or if we can confirm Atlantis was real, something like that, because I'd want to see different time periods, technology, and how they possibly could have accomplished the great feats they did back then. So that's what I would choose.
I was just ranking the order. I would definitely still go back to the beginning of it all.
Beginning of it all.
The beginning of it all. I would just slip there. That'd be my dream slip.
I didn't want to steal that from you, but that's also a good idea.
And then I'd go, base back, to the pyramids, or like, what if there was another civilization before us? I mean,
yeah,
who knows? It's just stuff to think about.
Well, next up, we got something straight out of the movie Interstellar, for those of you who might have seen it. Fantastic movie, by the way. Definitely
Absolutely.
should check it out. Imagine this. So a guy walks into a shed, and when he walks out, he's decades older, and he's not just looking a bit wrinkled, but like seriously aged. Here's the kicker. The person who they may have identified was thought to be dead for years.
That's like something out of the Twilight Zone, isn't it? Like what's even weirder is that this guy just so happened to be really into the idea of time travel before he died. Died? I don't know. He was in multiple chat rooms about time travel, which just adds to another layer to the mystery. Did he travel through time, another dimension, or did he pull off the world's greatest hoax?
I would say that probably would be the world's greatest hoax if it isn't true. But this is the perfect storm for a debate on the limits of what we know and what we think is impossible versus what we think is possible. Are we looking at a genuine case of time travel? Or is there a simpler explanation buried beneath the surface? Or behind the shed? And I also think, just to add, that even if it is the truth that it is a case of time travel, that it could be also a simple explanation. We just haven't figured it out yet. I think that's there too.
Why can he only go?
Maybe he cracked something. I mean, like, there's Tesla, right? Nikola Tesla. Have you heard of any of the conspiracy theories about him and his development of free energy? I think he was studying, and how, you know, it's supposed or theorized, conspiracy theoried, that he was on the verge of having some groundbreaking technology, or did have some groundbreaking technology or answers to understanding the physics of our reality, and maybe Big Daddy Government didn't like that so much, or they came up to him and said, hey, let us buy this from you, and he said, no, the world needs to know about this, and then, you know, who knows what happened to him. But that's a conspiracy theory, at least. So like, maybe this guy did in this case that we found of this guy stepping into the shed, coming out aged by years, maybe he figured something out.
And the thing is, it wasn't even his house. It was just some guy that recorded it on his Ring camera. So maybe like he lived there before, or maybe that specific area is, you know, somewhere back in time. Is
maybe it's a portal.
That it is a specific portal. Maybe it just so happened to be in that
it's
shed.
In the shed, yeah. Maybe there's a portal in the shed. I don't know. I mean, we'll get into portals in a couple weeks. Super excited for that one.
Oh yeah.
But what's your take on this, guys? Like, is it a genuine leap through time, or just an elaborate scheme? And could wormholes or temporal anomalies really spit someone out decades later? I think it could be, but let's hear your guys' theories below. And I just wanted to add too that Interstellar, that we just mentioned,
oh yeah,
has a sort of similar understanding or depiction of time travel, or what the fourth dimension is, because, spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen it,
it's been long enough.
Please, if you do intend on seeing this, I would love for you to finish this episode that you're watching of ours right now. But if you haven't seen it, go watch that and then finish the episode, because this is a major key plot point in the movie. But gonna carry on from here on. So the main character experiences what might be perceived to be a ghost, and he later on realizes that it wasn't just a ghost, it was actually himself in the future interacting with his present self through the fourth dimension, which was time, which is every instance that ever was and ever will be in a linear, exponentially infinite fashion, where he could go travel amongst all the different times. And so he realized when he pushed that book, I think it was he pushed a book off the shelf. He pushed a book off the shelf. He saw himself in that time, look at it like wondering how the heck this happened. But when he was the one who pushed the book, he was like, full circle. It came full circle. He was like, I was the one who did that. Oh, wow, this is all coming together. And it's kind of their depiction of that fourth dimension and what time travel could be is I believe it's extremely close to what it really is.
Yeah.
How he got there maybe might not be the way to really get there, but their understanding of the different dimensions and how the fourth dimension outside of the third is space-time or space and time. It's fascinating. It's truly fascinating to me. So definitely check out that.
And the aging part of it too.
The aging part too. Yeah. But he was extremely old at that point, especially when he returned. Didn't he returned in the end, right?
He went on that one planet. It was only like a couple minutes, but it ended up being like so many years back in our time,
to where his children were older and he was an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's any like each second was precious in this planet that he was exploring, because if every second was a longer period of time on Earth, and just the time to travel to that planet also passed. So he ran the potential of returning to Earth and never seeing anyone he knew before when he gets back. Like, it's a crazy movie. Highly recommend you check it out.
So crazy to think about. I mean, like, time travel isn't just some fantastic voyage in the movies, though. It's a serious scientific question.
Yeah.
And a staple in paranormal discussions as well. From Einstein bending time and his theories to quantum mechanics, suggesting wild possibilities. It's a topic that continues to pull us in.
Like a black hole. And that blend of hard science with the allure of the unknown. It's what really gets people talking. It's about more than just the mechanics. It's about what it means to us as humans. How do we perceive this? Could we one day break that time barrier? Is it a barrier? Is it a veil? What would we see? What would we change if we could? Would we? Should we change anything?
And then that's, like I said before, like, it's just crazy to think about where these theories could take us. Like, from revisiting the past to peering into the future, guided by new tech and maybe even new understandings of the universe. Now, with all this mind-bending talk, do you think we'll ever turn time travel from a sci-fi dream into a reality? What kind of breakthroughs do you think we'll need? Or has the dream already been a reality since Back to the Future came out? Spit up your thoughts in the comments. We need to get to 88 to safely pass through the wormhole.
88. Please, 88 comments, that'd be crazy. Imagine if we actually did hit 88 comments and then time traveled beyond our control. Like, something just came up and took us away. That'd be crazy. Anyway, that's funny to think about. Just let us know your thoughts, guys. And with that being said, that's going to be a wrap on today's adventure through the twists and turns of time slips. It feels like we've just started peeling back the layers of this timeless mystery, and it's because we did just start. That's it. Like, we're about to go deeper.
Absolutely. And guess what? Next time, we're diving even deeper. We're talking wormholes, Einstein-Rosen bridges, and those brain-twisting paradoxes. Like, what would happen if you met your grandfather when he was just a kid?
That sounds like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it?
A little.
But these are real theories, and that actual scientists really do ponder over, and even for us normal folk that aren't scientists. So we'll explore how they might not just be scientific speculations, but they could have ties to the paranormal as well.
So make sure you join us, because your theories and comments fuel our discussions. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and click that bell, and also share your thoughts below.
And the exploration continues. We cannot wait to have you back for even more revelations. And don't miss out. Episode 2 airs tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be epic. And if you're new here, check out our previous series where we attempt to unravel many other mysteries. Link will be in the description below. And be sure to stay curious and keep seeking the truth.
Until next time, this is Beyond the Hub podcast, where the realms of the paranormal and conspiracies collide, and the truth is waiting to be unveiled. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everybody.